Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Welcome to Tales from the Field. We are back and better than ever. My name is Bradley Ball, and it is so good to have you with us. On our Tuesday show, we were at Live 360, and we had some great guests on. What happened on that show? Who won? I don't know. To be honest, none of us know. You see, that hasn't happened yet. Josh and I have presentations that are actually going to be going on at the time that we would normally be broadcasting live. We didn't want to miss the show. We wanted to be here for you. So we are pre-recording our community roundtable today, which is actually in the future before Tuesday. So if you want to know what happens, who won, I want to know. I don't know about you guys, but I'm very interested to see who won. I'm hosting. It's anybody's game. I can't disqualify Josh because Neeraj forbade it. All right. I guess we got to go with that.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're interested, head over. And if you didn't watch it live, go and check out our Tuesday show. But if you haven't seen that yet, don't worry. Stay right there. The episodes are posted to YouTube after the live stream, and you can view them at your convenience. So go on, check it out in order. We are coming into the second half of the year, and we do have a quick programming note for you. We will not have live shows for next week during the Thanksgiving holiday. We will be spending time with our loved ones. We hope you, dear viewer, will also be spending time with your loved ones, eating some food. I don't know. What's your favorite bite, guys? Mine is I want a little bit of turkey. I want some homemade cranberry sauce. I want some homemade stuffing and a little bit of gravy on top of that. That is like my perfect bite when I think of Thanksgiving. How about y'all?
Potato casserole with marshmallows.
That's some solid stuff. Andreas, what's you?
Just give me a pot of gravy and I'm happy.
just a spoon?
Just a 5-gallon bucket.
Gravy and you're good.
You would love it. The way I do my gravy is I actually do it over the life of the turkey. I have a cup of the brine that I use for the turkey I reserve. And then I take the fat drippings from the turkey as I'm smoking it after it's brined. And then I also make a stock out of the giblets and the turkey neck. And so I do stock, the fat drippings, and the brine. And so it's like that, 3 layers. That's my turkey gravy.
I thought you are the big host of Thanksgiving, right? That's what Karen said.
I am. We're going to have family over. Some of my family members are vegetarian, so I will do 2 versions of stuffing. My regular stuffing uses some of the turkey stock that I will pre-make. And so for them, I'll use vegetable stock in the stuffing that I make for them, as well as some other vegetarian sides. Oh, sorry?
I should come to your place.
You should. I was going to say, anytime y'all want to pop in. And on Friday, we have a tradition where we do Friendsgiving, where we take all the leftovers that we have left over. This year's at Josh's house. Yep. We head over, and nobody has to cook. At most, we're just heating stuff up, and we all chill out, and all the kids play. It's
microwave gets one hell of a workout.
Oh yeah, it is fantastic. And again, dear viewer, we hope you have some wonderful traditions. As a matter of fact, we'd love to hear about them.
Hold on.
Yeah.
The most important part of Thanksgiving, and we've totally glossed right by it. The sweatpants to wear, because you need something stretchy to go around the waist, man.
Yeah,
it's a marathon, not a sprint. You need stretchy pants. Doesn't have to be sweatpants.
Yeah.
Could be thin pajama pants, but they got to be stretchy waistband, because otherwise jeans ain't working.
I got some really awesome Nike yoga pants that are super stretchy. Those are I've already got them reserved. Those are my Thanksgiving special right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff. Raj, how about you? What is Thanksgiving's flavor for you?
Usually I'm vegetarian, so I have a friend who does stuff vegetables in a pita type thing, and he looks like a turkey type thing. He bakes it up for like 3 to 4 hours, and he does every year. So
nice
sauces and all of that.
Our buddy Gareth had 2 dishes that I used to love that he would make during the holidays and barbecues. One of them was this sweet potato dish. I've actually got to reach out to his sister and get it, but it was sweet potatoes and regular potatoes, and then he had this creamy cheese mixture that he used to bake over them. And the other one was when we did barbecues, he had this cast iron pot, and he would put sliced vegetables in there with a curried sauce. And it just the smoke from the charcoal would heat it, and we get those flavors in the vegetables. It was so good.
Yeah, and his
Um,
sister has that recipe. I asked her about it, and she goes, "Oh yeah, I've got it. When you want it, just let me know." And I'm going, "Oh, the curry pot."
oh yeah. No, that's happening. That's
Yep.
that's gonna happen. So sorry, little sidetrack, but again, we hope you are very excited about the wonderful food that you get to have during Thanksgiving. Um, However, one thing to keep in mind is while we will not be here, while there are not live shows, we have been working hard to produce content for you, and we will drop that content. They will premiere on YouTube at the time that our normal content would our normal shows would go live. And so on Thursday, on Thanksgiving, we will have a Thanksgiving episode specifically for you. And then we will also have something that we drop on Tuesday when our normal live show would be. We hope you relax and you get some good time off, some good time with family, and then we will see you in the very last bit of November. And boy, do we have some amazing guests lined up. I don't want to spoil anything, but let's just say sequel royalty definitely comes to mind
Okay.
when I think of who we're talking about. Not only that, we're going to have somebody from the product group fresh off of the past summit and some amazing announcements that will have been made. Let's see, it's Thursday. So some of these announcements are already live and people would have marveled at them. We're going to have them on to talk about all these amazing announcements. I can't wait for that Tuesday show. It's going to be epic. So, as if it couldn't get any better than that, we've already been talking, but let me introduce my amazing co-hosts. We have Andreas Padilla, Josh Ludeman, and Mr. Big Daddy Cool himself, Neeraj Jafari, my friend and yours. Welcome, gentlemen. Andreas, it's been so long since we talked last.
I know it has. I'm a little weirded out with the space-time continuum. Am I in the past? Am I in the future? Am I in the present? I don't know. One of you guys tell me.
We got to the future without 1.21 gigawatts. I mean, come on, this is awesome.
It feels like I'm Ant-Man in Avengers, and I'm still trying to figure out, is this the future past? Is it not? Is Back to the Future complete BS? What's going on here?
Oh yeah, the time travel rules from Back to the Future are complete BS. Yeah, let's establish that. It's a great movie, but scientifically BS.
I will be watching that during Thanksgiving week.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Andreas, are you going to be back after Thanksgiving on the Tuesday shows?
I will be back on the Tuesday show. That's right. On what is that? November? I can't think that far ahead. I'm just so excited.
November 29th.
29th, yep.
But the World Cup starts on Sunday the 20th, so I have a packed week of watching quality football.
Absolutely. I can't wait for that. I'm so excited. I realize I'm not a soccer hooligan, but I realize that is the sport where I yell at the TV. Everything else I calmly watch, but I am a passionate fan and I am yelling at the TV when that happens. And of course, whenever America gets out, then I look at the rest of the field remaining and determine who's my team for the remainder of the ride. But I'm looking forward to seeing how far we can get.
Oh, I don't need a specific sport. I yell at all of them.
Isn't it? Angry Bird.
Like Formula One. Why are you going into the pits? I have no idea who you are, or if you really should be, but why are you getting off the race? Don't be a quitter.
I got to tell you, man, Max Verstappen is just something to watch. I know.
Overachiever.
Look, I want to say Daniel Ricciardo is just flat out my favorite because I love his personality more than anything. When he's done well in these last couple races towards the end of the season, it's been very happy for me. I think he still doesn't have a seat, and I can't wait to see who he's going to end up with. I hope he ends up somewhere. But man, Verstappen is a phenomenon. I mean, there's no denying the talent the man has, and it's just exceptional.
So, you're gonna be the man of all sports. Okay, rugby. What's your stuff about rugby there?
Well, I'm mainly just a rugby fan to be able to watch the
Dis-
Springboks, so that way I can celebrate.
Disqualified.
Overachiever.
Oh, you can't disqualify me. I'm the host.
I
But you know
feel like
what, Neeraj? You
I
did
feel
put.
like we should make a rule just to do it now.
I
mean,
was
what do
going
you
to say
think,
you
Neeraj?
didn't say that I couldn't disqualify you, and that rule's already been set. So keep going there. No, sorry. All right, we're here for you and your amazing community content that you have put together over the last week.
Yes.
And so first up, I have Neeraj, and let's see. We
Okay.
have. So you want? Oh, go ahead. Let's see.
So, just wanted to start with the past summit and also the live 360 that you guys are going to be. I'm wearing the past summit which we presented out, the recording. I have the t-shirts from there. But this was my first past presentation as a recording on it, and that's why I just wanted to bring up this blog where how if it's your first thing, how do you need to do, how do you need to set it up, what are the things that you need to look out for, right? I mean, people are scared for the first time when they're doing it things, so something very nicely written up, how to set up the conference, what are the things to look at your presentations, slide decks, making sure you have updated the slide decks. And we make mistakes, right? I mean, there are times where we would make mistakes. And imposter trimmer, I mean, that is one of the biggest thing right now. People do. I mean, I also sometimes get scared of it, right? I mean, I might not know the answers, even though if I know at the back of the mind, know it. So
Whoa,
just
whoa,
saying,
whoa, whoa, wait. You didn't say we make mistakes, right? Just somebody could make
nobody
mistakes.
makes mistakes.
Oh, okay.
I make mistakes all
Okay,
the time.
okay,
You
okay.
look, I make mistakes all the time. I
Yeah.
was going to say you are you make me aware of those mistakes consistently. But the one thing I want to call out here is imposter syndrome. This is a real thing. I have worked
Yep.
with people who are some of the most brilliant people in the world. No one is immune from this. As a
Yep.
matter of fact, I have sat with the top speakers in the world, and when I've talked to them, every single person faces this. I know I face this a ton. I'll go to a community event and I'll see amazing MVPs. I'll see people from different SQL Server product groups, and I'll think, how dare I even attempt to talk about this subject? Such and such is here, and you just feel like a phony compared to them. The funny thing is, it's kind of like in high school when you got a zit and you're like, everybody in the world can see my zit. No, nobody's focused on your zit. They're all focused on their own zits because everybody in high school has zits. It's the
Mhm.
same thing. Everybody at these conferences, especially who is a speaker, even if you've done it for a while, there's a certain level of imposter syndrome that people have. And it's very important for people to realize you just got to relax, just chill out. You are on a ride and enjoy that. Take the time to enjoy that space and realize you got a seat at that table for a reason. You deserve it, and there's a reason that you're there. I love that. Sorry, Neeraj, I'm going to let you keep going, but that's a great call
Yep,
out.
yep, that's what I wanted to bring up this to this blog. So yep, nice, interesting blog to read about it.
Excellent, excellent. All right, let's see. So next up, it's me, and I have Thomas Rock. So I'm going with a little bit of the theme for the week because Josh and I will be at Live 360 on Tuesday. It's going to be really interesting because we will be attempting our first live broadcast from a location that hasn't been the studios that we've set up on our homes. So talking about mistakes, that could be a very interesting thing to see how Tuesday works out. This is Tom LaRock. He is just a prolific blogger, speaker. He's a very, very well-known person. He's got a new book coming out, The Pro SQL Server 2022 Weight Stats, a practical guide to analyzing performance in SQL Server and Azure SQL Database. It's ready for print. It's going to be coming out soon. You can pre-order it on Amazon. Weight statistics are one of the most important things to cover within SQL Server. I talk to them, to customers about them all the time. And I'm going to give you a very quick overview. The way I would normally explain this to folks is SQL Server has its own operating system, and that's key to understand. It doesn't use the Windows operating system. It communicates with it. It has its own operating system for CPU, memory management, disk IOPS, everything like that. It interacts with Linux or it interacts with Windows. And the way to think about weight statistics are, pretend I'm taking you, it's me, and we're in a room and we got about 15 kids and I give them cake and candy and soda and they're all super excited. And then I point to Andreas and I go, if you get Andreas to listen to you for 1 minute straight, you and your family win an all expenses paid trip to Disneyland. they're going to go nuts. They're going to be running over Andreas, jumping up and down, going, listen to me, listen to me, listen to me. And Andreas is going to go, I can listen to you for a second. I can listen to you for a second. I can listen to you for a second. Because he's a nice guy. He's trying to listen to all of them. But they're all screaming children. You just can't listen to all of them at once. Well, that's our operating system. I've got Windows open. We've got StreamYard going. I've got Crown browsers. I've got Camtasia. I've got all this going on. And the Windows operating system is a preemptive scheduling process, and it goes, I can listen to you for a minute. I can listen to you for a minute. Well, that's a terrible way for my operating system to work for a database engine. So what I want is something that's called cooperative preemptive scheduling. And that's what the SQL Server OS does. Now, pretend those children are in a nice, neat, mannerly line. By the way, how to do that with children is beyond the scope of this conversation.
I was going to say, how are we going to go from
nice, neat line?
I was going to say, how are we going to go from kids all maxed out on sugar to a nice, neat line? This is defying all of my parenting experience.
Yeah. So anyway, pretend. So the children are a nice, neat line. One at a time, they come forward and they tell you what's on their little mind. And if they have to go, they got to fetch something from their little buffer pool, they step out and they wait. And that's a wait statistic. So every time in SQL Server, when a query, which is the children, say, I need a physical resource, I need something that is going to be granted by the SQL operating system, they sit there and wait. Wait stats literally tell you what the SQL Server engine is waiting on. And then they get back in line. And if one of the little children, they're super nice, are talking to you, the adult, in this case, it's a CPU, it's a scheduler, for a little too long, there's a quantum of time that they have, then they'll go, oh, there's other people waiting behind me. You go ahead. And they go to the back of the line and they give up their turn. For example, if you've ever seen SOS, scheduler yield waits in SQL Server, that's exactly what we're talking about there. It is giving up its place in line, which means you might have CPU contention, not enough CPUs to be able to process all these queries. So literally wait stats, one of those critically important things that tells you what SQL is waiting on. Great book by Thomas Rock. You want to make sure and go out there and get that. So next up, I have Andreas, and we have a Purview deployment checklist.
Oh, thank you so much, Zanab Mokhtarian, for making my life easier. I love when we have these beautiful people out there that make our lives easier. For those of you looking into data governance and are getting into Purview, what she does is she gives us a nice, easygoing checklist of what you have to consider before you deploy your Purview account. I need an a user that has Active Directory tenant global admin. I need to set up access to my global subscription, set up my Purview account, set up my self-hosted integration runtimes, access to everything that you need to know for setting up Purview the way it should be is in that checklist. And she throws in some PowerShell scripts that will tell you if the Purview MSI, the managed service identity, has access to the underlying storage accounts, your SQL managed instance, your Synapse, so that it can go in, scan, and get all the metadata out of there. Beautifully done. Thank you so much for this. And happy Thanksgiving to you.
Absolutely. Very, very nice. I love it like that. You're absolutely right. When it makes our lives easier, when it makes users' lives easier, that's what we're looking for, right? That's the holy grail right there. Next up, we have Josh, and we have Thomas LeBlanc and Power BI row-level security.
And so, you were talking about themes, Brad. When you went, my theme this week is all of the posts I'm doing are of presenters that were at Live 360 this week. So Thomas LeBlanc, friend of ours, has a great post here to go over Power BI row-level security. Thomas has some great sessions this week that he's doing on Power BI here at Live 360. But this is a great one for one of those really basic features that if you're putting up any Power BI data set or report, you're going to want to be able to have some kind of row-level security, especially when you're looking at, monetary returns, whether it be sales data or other things, where it's secured data. This is a very simple article that walks you through setting up different roles and adding that role level security to your data model.
Very
Nice.
nice. I love
Really
that. And
nice.
as we all know, that's one of those key concepts. You can put row level security in multiple different places, but one of those key places you really want to have it is in your Power BI report. So that way you're not impeding the access to your data sets. Something that most people don't know is if you're relying on read caching, um, especially when you're using something like Synapse, it gets really important to be able to understand where that row level security should go. So that way the thumbprint of the query can use that cache level. That's, I was going to say, great, great stuff. Let's see. Next up, we've got Neeraj.
So sticking to, because a lot of announcements will be been made about SQL 2022 in the PaaS and Live 360 thing. I just came up with a blog from Bob Ward, the principal at, and he's been like great on 2022 doing all this road shows and all of them. Something that people should be joining his blogs for the next couple of days to just see what's going on, what's coming up for 2022. It's the part of Microsoft Intelligent Data Platform, so that is something going to be a big, huge thing for this year.
I was going to say Bob Ward. I mean, just a name that's synonymous with SQL Server.
Yes.
If something comes out of Bob's mouth about SQL, you know it's going to be true. And he's someone that is at the front lines, constantly talking about what's there, and he's so knowledgeable. He does just these incredible deep dives. I remember every year at the past summit, I used to go to those, and I love sitting in them. I mean, Bob, you could almost say Bob's SQL royalty. He's absolutely amazing.
Mhm.
Easily.
Yeah. Well, in this next year, right? SQL 2022 coming out. We're getting towards the tail end of the year, and we have been told it's going to come out in 2022. So who knows? Any day now, and that's going to make the blogs that Bob has put together that much more important.
Yep.
Let's see. So next up, it's me. And I have Lilium LeMay. She actually has this really cool blog that I came across on Synapse Spark Delta time travel. And specifically, she was helping a customer who had a case of logical corruption. Logical corruption occurs when you don't have physical corruption. It's not, pages on a database have been corrupted, things like that. But somehow, some way, the data has been manipulated, and so it's not accurate. And what they wanted to do was they wanted to look at using the time travel feature for Delta to specifically be able to get those records prior to an ETL job that had caused that logical corruption. And she walks through how they were able to do that using Spark and Snaps, how to be able to get that right data out, and how to be able to move that forward. And I love it. She's got a lot of great examples of what they had done. But it's a wonderful use case in understanding why customers would use Delta Lake, how they would use it within this fashion. And I really, really enjoyed that example that she had. All right, let's see. And next up, I have Andreas.
You're talking about time travel. I'm going back in time. I'm going back to October when these announcements were put out. I didn't get a chance to, this blog to get it out in previous shows. I wanted to now because they're so cool. The streaming analytics team put out back in October some new features. No code editor for streaming analytics. Supports 2 new options for outputs, event hubs. I can take a stream to come in from IoT Hub, from event hubs or a blog. I can put it into my streaming analytics query. Then I can push it out to event hubs and Azure Data Explorer. Bam, out of the box now. There's new multi-functions out of the box. Through 3 new scenarios for templates. There's new templates for event hubs, and there's a template that they've built for us for streaming data into Delta Lake now. So I can go from streaming analytics into my query, down to the Delta tables that are pointing to my Delta Lake tables in my ADLS storage account. Bam, that is gold. And then there's some new improvements in terms of debugging that they've done, and I'm going to do some of the simulator. We're going to talk about that in my next blog in a moment. But Josh, I know you were working with the client. Send this to your client. they're gonna love this.
No, absolutely. And the two biggest things I saw in there was, like you were mentioning, the Delta Lake, but also harkening back to some of the, some of the comments you had made in previous episodes about the advantages of Data Explorer. Having that now as an output destination for Stream Analytics job to then stream it right into Data Explorer. Now you're building off of two great tools in the Azure portfolio that, in my opinion, I don't think gets enough love. So that's great to see. I love that.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah. No, that is fantastic stuff. And I don't want to gloss over that, right? That is amazing. That level of connectors, those amount of different destinations that we have that we can access. I mean, that really opens up a lot. And that WYSIWYG format to be able to have a no-code editor where you can just drag and drop instead of having to write those connections.
Right.
That's massive.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Yep.
All right. So, Josh, next up, I have you. And you've got our friend Ginger Grant.
Yeah, Ginger, actually another speaker again at Live 360. She does a lot of work in speaking in the analytics and machine learning space. This is a great blog post, and Brad, I know this incorporates some architecture patterns you've used before with other customers, but wanted to bring it up, and it's basically 4 different ways to incorporate Synapse and Power BI together. And it goes through, the abilities of being able to use Power BI inside of Synapse, Lakehouse connections, all the basic ways that you can use to incorporate Power BI with workloads you're running in Azure Synapse. So I thought it was a great blog post to just really, again, not like all the hooking it up pieces, but it's visually opening your mind to what is available as options for you in Synapse. It's a great blog.
Nice.
I love it. Yeah.
it's
Sorry,
nice.
Neeraj, go ahead.
No, it's a nice one. I mean, like I was reading it out. It's pretty nice. Nice written.
Yeah, and
Yes.
Ginger's a great resource, again, across analytics and machine learning. She's one of those blogs that, I recommend folks to, watch the RSS feed on and keep an eye on, because there's good stuff coming out of there all the time.
Absolutely. And we used to work with Ginger at Pragmatic
Yep.
Works. Ginger has been an MVP for many years now. As a matter of fact, gosh, we should probably reach out to her when we're at Live 360, see if we can get her on at some point in time. She's just a fantastic person. People should go and read her blog.
We'll reach out to her yesterday.
Yesterday? Oh, maybe we've already reached out to her.
Yes.
Wow.
Great Scott! Sorry, I had to drop the reference. We've had enough time travel references. Someone had to say Great Scott. We've made it over 20 minutes into the episode.
Where's that kid? All right. Neeraj, next up, we've got you. And I'm not going to lie, buddy. I love this recommendation because I know I personally will go and browse it, but it's not typically something that we do. Go for it, man.
It's Thanksgiving next week. We are not going to be there. So second best activities that we do after eating is shopping, right? I mean, that's what people and always looking for deals, right? So I was looking at some of the online thing, and I found this site where it has every store in there. I mean, most of the major stores in there giving you deals, what they are going to be offering it out. You can compare it out between, like, if you want to buy a TV, 65-inch TV, there are 15 places to go, but which is the best one who's going to give you a deal. So go ahead, Josh.
Yeah, I was going to say
something that go on it to go and look at for.
Yeah, in honor of this great post that Neeraj brought to the roundtable, I do want to take my hat off in a moment of silence to honor the memory of our low credit card balances that will have disappeared because of sales on Black Friday.
Yes.
Thank you.
I think I've got a hat around here. I cover my heart real quick.
I removed the hat for the team. It's okay, but yeah, I wanted a quick moment of silence for our low credit card balances that will disappear.
That was nice. I had that paid off.
Yeah.
All right. So next up, it's me again, and I went with Chris Webb. Chris Webb has been in the community for a very long time. He's an MVP. He is a prolific blogger on Power BI, and he had performance tuning tables visuals with filters applied in Power BI. I am a sucker for a good performance tuning blog, no matter what subject it is, because it's a wonderful mindset to be able to troubleshoot things in the first place, but to be able to walk through and to actually go, hey, how do I troubleshoot this using filters, looking at the amount of time it takes to run, looking at the DAX queries underneath that are being processed and how I can adjust them. Again, Chris is just a fantastic resource. It's interesting. I didn't even realize this. He's been blogging since 2004. So literally the entire life that my two oldest sons have been alive, Chris has been blogging. That's outstanding. His blog could be enrolled in college right now. It's that close to being able to legally drink as well. But not yet. Get in bed before 10 p.m. blog. Get in bed. But fantastic stuff.
Definitely. I look forward to buying Chris's blog a beer in a couple of years.
Well played. All right.
Nice. Way to go. Points.
Very nice. All right. So Andreas, next up we've got you. We've got optimize your stream analytics jobs performance using Job Diagram Simulator.
Oh, thank you, Alex Lynn, for putting this together, and happy Thanksgiving to you, Alex. This goes back to all the announcements that were made during in October for Azure Stream Analytics. The job simulator is beautiful. It helps me simulate my job and helps me tune my queries so you can get the biggest bang for your buck for your queries. Customers are always asking me, I want more power. I want more power. Got to go fast. In the great words of Ricky Bobby, I want to go fast. I want to go fast. But it's not just about giving it more firepower, more scaling up the compute power. It's about tuning your queries and making sure that they're not doing multiple reads or partitioning the query so it goes to multiple partitions. This job simulator will help you not only write your query, give you enhancements for writing that query so it leverages partitions. Beautiful job. And then you go fast after doing this.
Outstanding. I love it. That's really good stuff. And those simulators, critically important, right? Because you're looking to be able to get that workload test before you deploy it. So that way you can hit those issues. You can simulate having that volume to be able to see, hey, where are those bottlenecks at and how is this going to operate? Great stuff. All right. So Josh, last up, I have you. And you have I love Power BI, and we've got a DAX calculations cheat sheet.
DAX, nice.
And this is by Arthur Gross.
My audio is back, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I muted. It's like a good old Teams call with us, right? Someone has to mute. I love PowerBI.com is a collection of multiple Power BI bloggers. This specific article is written by one of the other speakers at Live 360, Arthur Grouse. It's actually just a great DAX data calculations cheat sheet for me, writing code, especially around, analytics and aggregations. I love cheat sheets to keep them in there, copy and paste different things. Because there's a lot of consistent things you're going to do, like, again, current period, day calculations, the month calculations. There's a lot of consistent things you do in there, depending, even in different models. So I just wanted to throw this out there. It's a few years old, but the article's tried and true. Those same calculations still are usable to this day for anyone doing any work in Power BI.
Fantastic. Good stuff. So this is your reminder, everybody. I would tell you who the host is, but we don't know. You're going to have to go back. You're going to have to watch the Tuesday show. Whoever that host will be the last host for the month of November as we close that out, because the 29th, that's that last week. By the time we get to the Thursday show, that's going to be our roundtable beginning the month of December. Sign up for SQL Saturdays. Go to datasaturday.com, SQLsaturday.com. Check out and see what's going on. Remember, no live shows next week, but we do have those content drops. So make sure to check back with us, see those content drops. And one thing that we haven't really talked about, but we definitely should, the Azure Data Conference in Las Vegas. That's going to be the next big conference coming up. Buck Woody, Bob Ward, Davide Murray, Patrick LeBlanc, Scott Guthrie, Rohan Kumar. I mean, talk about the list of people who are going to be delivering keynotes, delivering sessions. You have, the top folks in the Azure data world out there and available to you. Definitely check that out. Very, very happy Thanksgiving to all of you. Stay safe, eat food, stretchy pants. Any other reminders that we should go through?
Go shop.
No, remember the stretchy pants. That's all that's my main concern right now. Stretchy pants. Gotta have them ready.
That's key. That's key. Yeah, go shopping. And I got to tell you, I love online shopping. I'm glad that they started doing those online deals.
I do the same.
I have had to talk myself out. I don't need a TV. I've got a good TV, but I've had to talk myself several times out of a TV this year. So we'll see what deals they come in with. Who knows? Maybe Papa's getting a new TV before the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate it. Take care.
Thank you.
Have some concentration, and if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.